Karan Khanna. I'm a product marketer at Harmony Venture Labs, which is based here in Birmingham. My job on a day-to-day is to help take validated business ideas and turn them into functional software products that we can sell as actual businesses as fast as possible. So we have multiple cycles a year where we're trying to take ideas and quickly launch them as startups and see, can we turn this into a business? Initially, when I signed up for this talk a month ago, I started using AI to turn vague business ideas I had into actual prototypes that I could use and test in about 48 hours. And at the time, I thought that was really fast. But within the last month, my workflow has sped up even more. I had to adjust my talk to be called Idea to Business in 48 hours. So I'm sorry, Sloss Tech Big Idea. The title has changed. But I want to talk to you basically about how we can use AI to cut out that 80% of the more mentally draining work and focus on that 20% that really gets us most of our revenue when we're building a business. On the screen here, you can see my current favorite AI tool. It's called V0. It looks a lot like ChatGPT, but you can give it custom instructions to build an idea you have into a prototype, and within 60 seconds, you can throw out something that is almost ready to sell as a real product. So let me show you what we have today for that product. The prompt I put into V0 is a simple water intake tracking app. Being hydrated is amazing. We forget to do it at times, especially in this Alabama heat. I wanted an app to track how much water am I drinking in a day. So I went to ChatGPT and asked it for a prompt, which gave me this prompt that I put into V0, and it's simple. I want a clean and blue UI. I want a home screen that just shows me how much water I'm drinking in a day, and some other cool functionality that I can map out in my app. All of this, as well as the output that V0 gave me, took about 60 seconds. And this is the real app that came out from V0. I used AI to put it into a fake phone for y'all so it looks even cooler. But this is the real app that came out of V0. And it was clickable. It had a user settings section, an ability to connect my email to send me email reminders to drink water. All of that was blueprinted in 60 seconds, and if I put maybe an hour more of work in, this could actually work as a real app. I wrote no lines of code, and I had a high fidelity prototype that took this big idea I had and put it in front of me. I think that's extremely powerful for people who used to have ideas but would get blocked by people saying you need a developer or a technical co-founder to get started. No more, it's right here. One important thing, as with all AI tools, prompting is important. My example here too is just for explanation, but your prompts need to be a lot better than this one too. A bad prompt will give you a 2008 first version of Amazon looking water tracker, and a good prompt will give you an actual app that you can use to track your water intake that looks professional. Because even though we're trying to move fast, if we don't have at least some amount of quality, we're as good as a business that never started in the first place. So how do we move fast and cheap but still stay good? AI is helping us bridge that gap together a lot more. And so here is where my presentation really changed fundamentally. The last time I gave a talk about building with V0, someone asked me a very important question. Everyone in this room right now could have taken a picture of my prompt, put it into V0, and we'd have 60 water intake apps, all right here. Where does the competition go? You know, how do you still stay competitive if everyone can beat you in building? And at first I kind of was taken aback by the question because I was like, yeah, I mean, there's just no hope if everyone can just copy each other. But then the more you think about it, there's still some key missing pieces, which are the fundamentals of business that differentiate a prototype you have at home from a real business. Those four main pillars are, what does my brand look like and feel like? Who am I selling to and how do I get in front of them? And how do I get feedback and improve my product? The third one, most of us are terrible at. So we build a product and then we fall in love with it and then we just refuse to listen to negative feedback about it. So these three pillars, which are missing, can be actually built a lot faster now with AI to take you from just a prototype that's fun to play around with to a real business where people are signing up and using your product. And that's where I have a 48-hour business map. Now, let me be clear. I do not expect anyone to look at this and follow it down to the T. I want you to take the spirit of this. This works for me. You need to find a process that works for you. I break what I know I need to do to start a business into 4 big chunks. I need a product. I need to know what my product looks and feels like. I need to make sure people know about my product. And I need to know who I'm selling to and how I'm going to sell to them. I break these 4 buckets into 4 to 12 hour chunks, and I get them done, as you can see here. This usually, in the world of business, this has existed forever. And ever since people have been starting companies and selling them. None of this has changed. Even before software, when people were selling shoes, you had prototype the shoe, make the branding, sell it, and make your presence known. But with AI, we can cut a month-long, year-long process down to days just by getting AI to do the work that doesn't require your brain power. And I'll show you what that is. Here is a tool stack for everyone, because I know we come to AI talks, we want to see tools that will help us. Here's a bunch of tools that I found that were helpful for each piece of the work that I do. This is mostly where I live in, which is V0, Galileo, and Midjourney. With those 3 tools, you can come together and build a high-fidelity app with really powerful visuals that can onboard a customer tomorrow. For web and messaging, as my marketer here knows, we live on building landing pages to put your message out there to the world to make sure people know who you are. You can use any of these tools to spin up a website in about an hour. You can use ChatGPT as your central brain to give ideas for prompts for each of these sites while you manage your business strategy in ChatGPT, and actually go from just an idea about who am I going to sell it to a list of leads, a website those people can visit, and an app that they can use. But here's the thing. I honestly, even personally, I'm not attached to any of these specific tools here, and I don't want you to be either. I want you to see what I did here. I took my vague plan, broke it into 3 buckets, and then drilled down into each bucket to come up with a specific job to be done. And then I hired an assistant to do each task and do it really well. AI tools in your pocket are like having 100 assistants in your office for the price of half of one, right? You try to get, I think people get confused like, oh, but AI doesn't make the business for me. That's not where AI is right now, but it's still in a place where you can like weaponize an army to go and attack different fronts while you focus on what AI can't do just yet. If you are solving a problem that humans are facing, that you personally resonate with, only you can bring that taste and vision to the software or the product that you're selling to actually empathize with the user and truly solve the problem. This, AI can't replicate just yet. The second one, I believe, is understanding customer feedback. A customer can complain to you in a variety of ways, but the human ability to drill down and understand what the true need is and implement that into a solution comes from humanity. And we still need someone to drive all of these tools, and that's us, for now. So I think if you can focus on this 20% while AI helps you with this 80%, you can actually hit your 48-hour stack, no problem. So that's my little message to you, is AI will not start a business for you. It will do a lot of the work for you and help you move fast, but the fundamentals of business are still alive and they are still stronger than ever. Speed is now democratized. 5 years ago, only the engineers in this room could probably build something that we could touch and feel, but now any of us can. Speed is in everyone's hands, but that becomes your biggest strength. If everyone can move fast, you need to move faster. And why not start today? If you have time over this weekend, try to take 2 days and see, can I take this idea I've had for 30 years, 3 months, put it into something that I can show to my friends that they can test out. Thank you. No questions? I'll let y'all simmer for a second.
Why did you pick Midjourney over the other tools?
Because there's so many. There's so many tools
You just
to.
started with Midjourney?
I liked Midjourney for the visuals that it can create, right? I've experimented with other photo editors to try and get like clean UI images, but the other tools and the models they use end up putting text, and the images just look unappealing for some reason. And it's so subjective. Everyone will have different experience with their AI tools because of how they prompt. The prompts I was putting into Midjourney and V0 as opposed to like Bolt or Lovable, I had a vision and I asked ChatGPT to create it for me, and then I put it into these specific tools that I use, and the outputs were exactly what I wanted. And I'm a human, I get comfortable in my process, so I just kept using it until something else will come along the way.
I like what you said. You're going to ChatGPT to build the prompt and then use that prompt in the next.
Right. That's really a powerful tool because you can start a conversation with ChatGPT about your higher level business goals, and then you can say, okay, I like this. Now give me a prompt about this conversation for my marketing software. Hey, I made this landing page. People are coming onto it, and now they're asking for a sales package. Hey, ChatGPT, give me a prompt for this sales AI to make it a better experience. And then you have just a source of truth, which is in my case ChatGPT, where you can build the rest of your prompts out just from one thread of a conversation. And O3, their newest model, is so powerful because it can reason and its context window is so big. So I'm just constantly talking to O3 about what's the plan.
So I've got the $20 version of ChatGPT and the tech stack. Do you need like the paid version for everything else, or does the free version of the VO and the other 6 or 8 stacks work with the, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I have gotten to the point where I just pay for almost every AI tool I start. We had a talk with Claire Vo, she's the head of product at ChatPRD, and she said if you have an AI budget, you're already losing. You should just be going out and spending. Obviously, don't be reckless. If the trial works out and you see some value, use it. I pay for most of the tools. Some of the marketing tools I asked the team about, but I pay for all the product tools I use. Except ChatGPT, I'm not paying the $200 plan. That's for research. The $20 plan is good enough. But V0, Midjourney, whatever else I'm using, I'm paying for. Even this presentation was entirely made by AI, by the way. It took me 15 minutes. I gave it a prompt of what I wanted to speak about. All these slides you're seeing here, except for a few tweaks, was made by Gamma AI. So if you guys ever have a talk that's coming up, check out Gamma AI. It's super powerful. Not sponsored. Just want y'all to move faster and get your businesses out there.
Can you get all the way to a web store using the tools that you listed?
Yeah, you could build like a e-commerce store from scratch, right? What I would recommend is, since I actually spent about a year working on an e-commerce software myself for collecting reviews, I would rather use Shopify and Shopify's AI integrations to get started way faster, because they've made a lot of the mistakes that you would probably make starting your own e-commerce platform from the ground up, especially when it comes to security for customer data and payments. Shopify's got that on lock, so I would recommend that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you can still use the AI to design your website that sits on your Shopify store. You know, your outreach, your email outreach, collecting reviews, all of that can be done with AI tools that plug into Shopify. Yeah.
I've used like Lovable and Bolt and stuff, and different backends I've heard that. What is V0 like backend or Supabase or whatever?
Yeah, V0 also connects to Supabase and they deploy through Vercel.
Oh yeah.
Vercel also has made Cursor, so it's a super robust system. But I'm non-technical. My favorite reason for using V0 is the designs are very simple.
Yeah.
Bolt and Lovable have given me very colorful, childish-looking designs because they try to over-engineer. V0 keeps it simple, and then you can design on top of it. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Could I like get a copy of the presentation by email or something?
Yeah, I don't know how Sloss wants to facilitate that, but you can just come to me after I can send it to you. I don't know if there's an official way for me to send that to you guys. Any other questions?
so you said you're non-technical. What was your?
I'm a product manager, so I talk to customers, figure out what they need, and then tell people to build it. It's amazing. No, not like that. Yeah, like that. But actually, our product designer team actually moved out of the company, and so I started doing product design using V0 instead of hiring a designer. So you can see that jobs are shrinking, but then you're getting super entrepreneurs who are able to do the marketing, the development, the sales, and the learning all in one person. You don't need to hire a team anymore. You can just get started today. When I keep saying it, get started today. Yeah. I'm sure someone here has an idea that is really good, but they've just been hesitating to go and get started. Just go out and get started. And I'm on LinkedIn. Just reach out to me and say, Karan, you said this would work. It isn't. I can help you.
How are you protecting your intellectual property?
Can you go more into
Well,
that?
like if you build an app,
Mhm.
how are you protecting it?
Like from someone
Yeah,
directly
copy it.
copying the idea? I don't think we are. I don't think there's a concrete way to do it unless, you know, your app has a piece of technology that can be patented. But the minute you're signing up for these platforms, you're using somebody else's
Right.
technology. So I'm not sure how the patent process goes for copywriting, designs, or AI flows.
That's coming from a design background.
Oh yeah, I don't think you could copyright design.
Right.
Because we've had some jokes about how I like take a screenshot of a different app and say, use this but change it around because I'm not a designer, right? But yeah, I don't think you can copyright design. It's a good question. Yep. Good. All right. Thank you, everyone.